Greetings and welcome, guys, to our first lesson in social emotional learning, also known as SEL. I'm so excited for us to be doing these lessons because it's really important for us to pay attention to our emotional and mental well-being. I know that a lot has happened since the last time we saw each other. And that's why I think it's important for us to create a community in which we can support each other, and also to have a place where we're able to express our emotions in a positive way. So in these social emotional learning lessons, we're going to be learning to identify certain feelings or emotions, and also learning specific strategies to help us to manage or deal with these emotions. So for these lessons, I want you to have a piece of paper and also writing equipment. It can be a pencil, a crayon, or markers, whatever will help you to express yourself. So let's get started. First of all, what is social emotional learning? Social emotional learning is all of these 5 components or things. It's self-management, self-awareness, relationship skills, responsible decision-making, and social awareness. So all of these 5 things make up social emotional learning. And so you might be asking yourself, why is this important? Well, it's important for us as human beings to take care of our emotional and mental well-being. And when we are able to have the skills to do so, we're going to find that we're able to deal better with whatever's going on in our lives. So in today's lesson, we're going to focus on self-management and self-awareness. That means identifying and understanding our feelings and emotions, and developing skills or strategies to help us cope or manage with our emotions. We're going to watch a video, and in this video, I want you to keep these 3 questions in mind. What are the differences between everyday feelings and overwhelming feelings? What are some self-care strategies that we can use to deal with everyday feelings and overwhelming feelings? And finally, what can you do if you're worried about a friend? So in this video, you're going to meet 2 young students, Sasha and Andre, and they're dealing with different types of feelings, but they're going to teach us some self-care strategies that we can use. So I hope you have these 3 questions copied down and enjoy.
You can't tell how someone feels just by looking at them or what they share online. To the outside world, our lives may look perfect, even if in reality they aren't. I'm always worrying about doing well at school, and with the end of year test coming up, I'm not sure how much longer I can cope. My thoughts swarm around my head, sometimes keeping me up all night. Some days it's just all too much, and I feel like I'm lost in space. When I did badly on one of my tests, I just about kept it together until I got home. Then I broke down crying in front of my mum. She listened for a bit, and then she told me that, just like physical health, we all have mental health. It's our feelings, our thinking, our emotions, and our moods. She then said that feeling down, angry, and stressed is a normal part of life, just like it's normal to feel happy, confident, and carefree sometimes. We all have positive and negative emotions that come and go based on what's happening around us. These are everyday feelings. Good mental health means experiencing negative emotions. It's not always about being happy. Mum can relate to the feelings of stress. So when Mum suggested I take a break from everything and do something I enjoy, I actually took her advice. So I made myself a hot chocolate, snuggled up in a duvet and watched a film. And you know what? Afterwards I felt so much better. Mum should take her own advice.
Most of us only ever share the good things. We don't like to share how we really feel. Every morning when I wake up, negative thoughts stream through my head, Getting out of bed and pretending I'm okay takes all the energy I have. As the day goes on, the negative thoughts turn from a stream into a river. The water rushes through my head so loudly it's hard to concentrate in lessons. And some days it's so bad it feels like a waterfall that's trying to pull me over the edge. Everything is so overwhelming. I didn't think my friends would understand if I told them how down I was feeling. But when Sasha opened up to me about how stressed she was feeling, I told her. I wasn't sure how to bring up how I'd been feeling, so I started by saying that I didn't feel like myself. Just her listening made me feel like she understood. She told me some things that had helped her, so I tried them too, but it didn't make much of a difference. Even when I tried to be around my friends, I felt alone. The things I used to enjoy weren't fun anymore.
I was really worried about Andre and not sure what to do. He was quiet and wasn't hanging out with us like he used to. So I asked our head of year for some advice. He suggested I get Andre to speak to him since his negative feelings weren't going away.
I didn't want to speak to our head of year, but I also didn't want to keep feeling so down, so I went. He said that sometimes we have overwhelming feelings that can be more intense than our everyday feelings. These feelings hang around for a long time and change the way we feel, think, and behave. They can stop us doing what we want to in life. That's what I was going through. He also said that if we're physically unwell, we let people know, we ask for help. It should be no different with mental health. Sometimes our overwhelming feelings are brought on because of things in our life. Sometimes they happen for no reason at all. After hearing this, I felt much less alone and it felt good to talk. Scientists have found exercise can help when you're feeling low, so our head of year encouraged me to sign up to the school football club, which Sasha was already in. I still have days when the river is there, but now I'm beginning to understand my mental health. I'm learning how to cope. Our head of year reminded me that my friends, family, teachers, and lots of others at school are there to help just as much as he is. I had no idea the people around me could be so understanding. And while it's not always easy to talk about my mental health, the person I'm talking to might be able to help. If you don't feel like talking, that's fine. You could try writing, sports, reading, art, music, playing with your pet, whatever makes you feel better.
If you're the person someone talks to when they're struggling, just listen with no pressure or judgments. You don't have to have the answer. If you feel unsure about anything, you can speak to a trusted adult. Talking about mental health doesn't have to be difficult. After all, it's something we all have.
Okay guys, so now we're going to answer these 3 questions together. What are the differences between everyday feelings and overwhelming feelings? So we learned that everyday feelings come and go, and they're a normal reaction to what is happening in our lives. So the key is that they're always changing and they don't hang around for too long. Now, overwhelming feelings are intense feelings that hang around for a long time. And they change the way we feel and behave, and it might stop us from doing things that we want to in life. So here are some examples of everyday feelings and overwhelming feelings. Everyday feelings can be positive or negative. So being elated or feeling elated, confident and carefree, or stressed, angry, and down are everyday feelings. Now, overwhelming feelings are the intense version of everyday feelings, and they last for a very long time. So feeling depressed, anxious, or helplessness are all overwhelming feelings, and they're generally negative emotions. So I want you guys to pause this video now and think about what you're feeling at this moment. Write it down in your notebook and write down whether it is an everyday feeling or an overwhelming feeling. Okay, so Miss Ma, right now, if I'm feeling a bit stressed, and that is an everyday feeling. So what are some self-care strategies that we can use to help us cope with these feelings? In the video, we learned that we can take a break and do something that we enjoy. We can talk to someone we trust, exercise or play some sports, write out your feelings, or do something that you enjoy, like art, dancing, or music, and so on. So these are self-care strategies. Whenever Miss Ma's feeling stressed, what I like to do is I like talking to someone that I trust, and I also like writing out my feelings. I find that when I'm journaling or expressing myself in words, it really helps me to release these feelings that I'm having. It's a way for me to deal or regulate my feelings, and so it's important. Okay, so guys, I want you guys to pause this video now and also copy down these strategies, because at the end of the video you're actually going to do one of these strategies to help you deal with your emotion. All right, are we ready to move on? Finally, what can we do to help our friends or our friend? If we notice that, if we're worried about one of our friends, or we notice that something is not right with them, one thing we can do is to speak to an adult about the friend that we're worrying about. We can also ask our friend if he or she needs support. And when our friend opens up to us, it's important for us to listen with no pressure or judgment. Now, this is so important. When someone is expressing their emotions to you, you need to listen carefully and never make your friend feel bad about their emotions, because we want to create a place where it's safe for our friends to express themselves. All right, so for today's activity, you're going to choose one of the self-care strategies here, and you're going to practice it now. So we already identified an emotion, and now we're going to choose one of these self-care strategies to practice. And you're going to comment in our discussion forum what emotion you're feeling and what is one strategy or that you've used to help you manage your emotion. Alright guys, so to recap, social emotional learning is taking care of our emotional and mental well-being, and it's important for us to do so because it's going to help us to deal with whatever is going on in our lives. So I hope you enjoyed our first lesson, and I look forward to our next lesson. And I also look forward to reading what strategies you used today. See you guys.